So, welcome back. And already UPSC notification is out for 2022, and the process is going on for preliminary examination 2022. So, as soon as possible, you should fill the form. And if you have any query, any doubt, okay, related to form filling, so you can just directly call our student helpline center. There are a few numbers of student helpline center. Directly you can call, and you can just solve your query, okay? Or directly you can call me. Directly you can call me. You can approach me. I'll be helping you, okay, in terms of form filling. So and now the agenda for today is the current affairs. It's a very important modules from examination point of view, and as far as UPSC is concerned, this is something indispensable. So our the tradition is whenever there's a notification, okay, usually in the month of February, every year there's a notification, and if the exam is in June, I think 22 June is the examination. So you have the month of February, March, April, May, and June. That means altogether you have 5 months. Okay, what you have to do in this 5 month? Actually, the agenda is that we must cover the very important current events, current affairs, or the issues which were there of national and international importance of past 1 year. Okay, right from June 2021 till June 2022. This should be our agenda, and to cover the current affairs, news, and all for that particular year. So in this 5 month, we're gonna cover, we're gonna learn, we're gonna revise the current affairs of last 1 year. Okay, many of the current affairs are related to environment, many of them related to economy, polity, social issues, security, okay, economy, like this. So in this upcoming 5 months, we're gonna learn the current affair module of past 1 year, and what we will be covering in this no in this 5 month of course. It will be a kind of a course के एक हफ्ते में 4 बार क्लास होगा, 3 बार क्लास होगा, हम अप्रोच करेंगे एग्जाम के बहुत पास में तो फिर डेली क्लास होगा, like this. So our agenda is, as far as the Blitz IAS is concerned, we gonna give you around 300 plus most important topics for PT 2022. 300 most important topics. Okay, 300 most important topics we're gonna give you, and the basis of these topics, we'll be covering the Hindu newspaper. Okay, we'll be covering Indian Express. We'll be covering Indian Express. Okay, we'll be covering PIB sponsored news, Press Information Bureau, PIB news. Okay, we're gonna take support of many magazines also. A Chronicle magazine is there in the market. No, many magazines are there. There is a magazine of Blitz IAS also. We used to publish the monthly magazine of Blitz IAS also. We're gonna cover those magazines also. Okay, so these modules of current affairs are very comprehensive. Okay, and we promise to give 300 most important. They can be 500 also, but we promise to give more than 300 important. ये हमारा promise है. इससे ज़्यादा हो गया अच्छी बात है. इससे कम नहीं होगा. So 300 plus the most important topic for everyone. अभी जो new candidates, the very first time they are appearing for civil services examination. Okay, they don't know that how to read current affairs. Many times in the class itself, I've told you that how to read the current affairs, no, how to read Hindu newspaper, how to read any magazine and kind of this. So, but people are facing some kind of, no, they're struggling. I would say. So या तो पहले कभी न्यूज़पेपर पढ़ा नहीं है, एक्सपीरियंस नहीं है, तो हमने ये फरवरी से ही ये मॉड्यूल शुरू करने का सोच लिया कि आपको भी जो पहली बार सिविल सर्विसेज के एग्जाम में बैठने के लिए तैयार हो रहे हैं, उनको भी थोड़ा सा एक इंसाइट मिले कि हाउ टू रीड करंट अफेयर्स फॉर दिस पर्टिकुलर एग्जामिनेशन. ठीक है, सो विदाउट वेस्टिंग टाइम, we're gonna start the different topics of current affairs which were there in the news in 2021. Okay, and how we gonna proceed? Daily, on daily basis, we're gonna cover 10 to 12 important articles. हर दिन रोज 10-12 हम टॉपिक्स पढ़ेंगे करंट अफेयर का, और उसके बाद फिर हम बढ़ाएंगे तो ऐसा 300 350 टॉपिक्स जो है उसका हम आपको एक पूरा बास्केट देंगे. सो द फर्स्ट डिस्कशन आई एम टेकिंग फ्रॉम एनवायरमेंटल डोमेन. ओके, एनवायरमेंटल current affair, as we call as a slide bank declaration for green shipping corridor. So very first topic for discussion is the slide bank declaration. So they're gonna ask you, देखो, whenever there's a term called declaration, Bangkok declaration, slide bank declaration, New Delhi declaration, Beijing declaration, Moscow declaration, कोई भी डिक्लेरेशन है, कुछ साइन हुआ है, कन्वेंशन है, कुछ एग्रीमेंट है, इट बिकम्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर यूपीएससी पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू. There have been many questions in the past years that they have asked the question related to some declaration. So this time is a new declaration in terms of environment. We call it a slide bank declaration, and the meaning of slide declaration is something associated green shipping corridor. Okay, for green shipping corridor, green shipping corridor. Okay, I told you when I was dealing with the environmental issues that this shipping industry is one of the polluting industry which degrade the aquatic ecosystem. I told you, no, there's a discharge of fuel, there's discharge of salvage, there's a discharge of a bunker and all these things, no? So oil wrecks, oil spill cases is all associated with the shipping industry. So they are planning to create some green shipping corridors. The green shipping corridor free of pollutants. Okay, and what kind of pollutants? I told you, oil, fuels, okay, wrecks, bunkers, okay, bunkers, spills, etc. So these are the kind of pollutants. So they're gonna know discard such pollutants, and they're gonna create green shipping corridors. Okay, and it was outcome of the slide bank declaration is outcome of a COP26 meet, which was there in Glasgow. So I told you that UNFCCC every year meet. The COP21 is the most important Paris climate. That was there in the Paris. Okay, COP21 was there in Paris. Similarly, in 2021, there is a meet in Glasgow, and we call it COP26 meet. So it's the outcome of this declaration is the outcome of this COP26 meet, which was there in Glasgow. अभी देखो इतने में ही तुमको कितना इन्फॉर्मेशन पता चल गया कि लास्ट जो UNFCCC का 26 मीट हुआ है वो ग्लासगो में हुआ. Okay, and in this meeting there was an outcome called slide bank declaration. They signed a declaration about the green shipping corridor. Whenever you are reading current affair, you're getting any information, you should check some recent past also. जैसे इस केस में आपको recent past अगर मैं चेक करने बोलूं, so you should write 2015 का COP21 मीटिंग कहाँ हुआ था, 16 का कहाँ हुआ, 17 का कहाँ हुआ, 18 का, 19, 20, 21. You should know this. It was there in Paris. Like this, you should what? 18 was Katowice. Okay, 21 was Glasgow. Like this, you should remember. Okay, like this, you should remember. So please make sure that slide bank declaration must be in your mind. As far as India is concerned, so till now, India not signed the slide bank declaration. India not signed the slide bank declaration. Okay, so India is not signed yet, and this slide bank declaration. And in the slider bank declaration, there's one more component is there to create the green port also, or you can say carbon neutral ports also. So something non-polluting ports and all like this. Okay, so India not signed slider bank declaration. India not signed slider bank declaration. This is what the point of concern. Okay, India का रोल देख लो थोड़ा सा, as far as India is concerned in shipping industry. Okay, so in terms of shipping industry, India is a member of, write down, India a member of IMO, that is International Maritime Organization. It's member of IMO. It's a member of MARPOL. It's member of MARPOL, International Convention on Prevention of Marine Pollution. Okay, so India is a member of IMO also. India is a member of MARPOL also. Okay, and India is the 16th largest maritime country in the world. Maritime country in the world. So in terms of the area of ocean, what we have, the kind of ocean we have, so maritime country in the world, 16th largest. Okay, 16th largest. And this is also the fact that India's 94% of the country's trade, 90% of trade by volume and 70% by value passes through sea. So India का जो international trade है 95% of trade by volume and 70% by value is what happening with ocean or sea, you can say. So this is the giantness of India in terms of shipping industry. Okay, so ये भी थोड़ा सा background में ध्यान रखो, और ये slide bank declaration is very important from examination point of view. Okay, so this much information is enough for slide bank declaration. If any question comes for slide bank declaration, you're gonna mark it right. Okay. Now, the next affair I'm taking for discussion. Next affair I'm taking for discussion is a National Interlinking of Rivers Authority. National Interlinking of Rivers Authority. Okay, we call as a NIRA. NIRA. नीर से नीरा बना दिया. नीर मतलब पानी. So something. Okay, it's नाम देने में तो ये सरकार माहिर है. Abbreviation को देने में ये सरकार का हाथ कोई नहीं पकड़ सकता. So NIRA, National Interlinking of River Authority. So what about NIRA? See, recently Center is in a process to create a new interlinking body called as a NIRA. You know that the countries, India is debating on. India is debating on interlinking of rivers. In the environmental classes also, I told you some of the inside of interlinking of rivers. Okay, what is interlinking of river? If suppose one river is coming from this side, one river is coming from this side, so they're gonna join the streams of two rivers. And what is the aim? What is the purpose actually? अगर ये जो एक नदी है, if it has the surplus water, okay, enough water is there, but this river has deficient water, and no water is there, and this area is struggling with water. This is a dry area. Why? Because water is not, the volume of water is not there, the amount is less in this particular river. So the move is, why not to join the stream of this particular river, river 1 with river 2. This is called interlinking project. So the basic intention is to transport water from water surplus area to water deficient area. This is ultimate intention of the government. So anyone ask you about what is the purpose of interlinking of rivers, it's just to the transportation of water, the transport of water from water surplus area to water deficit area. This is the only purpose. This is the only purpose, and that is why India is debating on this particular. और आपके knowledge के लिए मैं बता दूं that India have a plan. India's plan in terms of the interlinking of river. If you gonna ask me, so total 30 rivers in the plan is there. कि हमको पूरे इंडिया से 30 रिवर्स को इंटरलिंकिंग करना है. उसमें से 16 are peninsular rivers and 14 are Himalayan rivers. 14 are Himalayan rivers. Okay. पेनिसुलर कंपोनेंट में कौन कौन सा रिवर है? महानदी को गोदावरी से जोड़ना है. ओके. पोलावरम को विजयवाड़ा रिवर से जोड़ना है. आलमाटी को पेनार से जोड़ना है. केन को बेतवा से जोड़ना है. एक्चुअली दिस केन एंड बेतवा is the first project, is a national project in terms of interlinking of river. Or out of this total 30 river, the very first project is the Kane Betwa link project. There was an issue also कि Kane Betwa link project से जो the Panna Tiger Reserve is there, that will be underwater. So there are some speculation that the Panna Tiger Reserve will be underwater. The large area of Panna Tiger Reserve will be underwater, and that may trigger the rate of habitat destruction. And as far as tiger is concerned, so Kane Betwa का बहुत सारा issue है. आपको बताया भी है मैंने map पे classes में. So the Kane Betwa is the very first project and already commissioned. Okay, already commissioned. So India's plan is to interlink 30 rivers, 16 from peninsular river component and 14 are from Himalayan river component. Write down this. ठीक है, आपको समय हो तो आप सबके नाम भी लिख लेना रिवर का. ये मैं आप पे छोड़ता हूँ. ठीक है, और 30 रिवर्स यू कैन जस्ट रिवाइज. याद तो होगा नहीं वैसे, लेकिन एक बार 2 बार पढ़ लेगा तो समझ में आ जाएगा. ऑल द रिवर्स विच आर देयर. Okay, so to implement this particular program, the interlinking river program, they have created an independent authority called NERA. That is why it was there in the name. Okay, so write down to implement interlinking of river, ILR, interlinking of river, separate autonomous body called as NERA is proposed. अभी बन रही है, process में है, so it's in the proposal state actually. So and it's gonna replace the previous body called National Water Development Agency. National Water Development Agency. So this body NERA gonna replace this NWDA, which was already there on the field. Okay, so you please write down this. Okay, so please take the note of this. Very important information from exam point of view. So if they are asking question about interlinking of river, you know the perspective, you know the component, you know the names of all the river, all the 30 rivers. You will revise. If they are asking you about Kane Betwa linked project, the very first commissioned project under this interlinking program, where Kane River is there, you have learned in geography. Where Betwa is there, again I told you in the geography class. Okay, in the map, what is the issue? Panna Tiger Reserve is the issue, because Panna Tiger Reserve have the population of tiger also, vultures also, jackals also. ये 3 species को सबसे ज्यादा नुकसान वहां पे पहुंचने वाला है. Okay, so you're gonna learn in this way. Okay, so this is something about NERA. This is something about NERA. Okay, the government claims that if we gonna make interlinking of rivers, if we gonna do interlinking of rivers, so it will solve the problem of irrigation. Okay, it will support agriculture. बुंदेलखंड रीजन को अगर केन बेतवा लिंक से अगर हम सिंचित करते हैं तो वहां का खेती किसानी का विकास होगा, prosperity आएगी. This is what government claims. At some extent it is possible also and it is true also. Okay, and government also it will generate livelihood. मनरेगा के वर्कर को इंड्यूस हम करेगा, वहां पे ड्रेजिंग करेगा, हाँ, सब वाटर स्ट्रक्चर्स बनेंगे, सुपर स्ट्रक्चर्स बनेंगे, डैम्स बनेंगे, कोफर डैम्स बनेंगे, अर्थ डैम बनेंगे. So it will create livelihood in that region also. Okay, in that region also, that will ensure water harvesting also. Some structures are made, there will be reservoirs वगैरह, so that will be ensuring water harvesting also. It will be checking floods in coming future. So these are some positive outcomes of interlinking of river. But issue, you know, environmental issues, ecological issues, dredging होगा तो river bed खराब होगा, habitat destruction can be one of the problems. So all these issues are there. But as far as the uh, uh, positive outcomes are concerned, so positive concerns are more and negative concerns are less. मैं एक बार एक एक्सपर्ट को सुन रहा था इंटरलिंकिंग ऑफ रिवर में 2-3 साल पहले इन राज्यसभा टीवी. सो ही वाज जस्ट इन अ व्यू दैट आज सरकार सोच रहा है कि वन रिवर हैज द वाटर सरप्लस एंड वन इज इन द डेफिसिट स्टेट, और इन दोनों को अब ज्वाइन कर रहा है. लेकिन हो सकता है आने वाले 20 साल के बाद ये उल्टा हो जाए सिनेरियो. आप जिस नदी को आज वाटर सरप्लस बोल रहे हो, वो 10-20 साल बाद अगर वाटर डेफिसिट हो गया, और जिस किसी रिवर को आप डेफिसिट बोल रहे हो वो सरप्लस हो गया, फिर क्या करोगे? तो हाँ, genuine concerns are there. You know, always there is a genuine concern in such infrastructural project, but government is finding some middle path, is finding some solution. We have to take environmentalist in the confidence before starting some such projects. Okay, this must be the move, this must be the spirit behind such projects. ठीक है ना, एक बार एनवायरनमेंट को हम करेंगे तो फिर दिक्कत बढ़ता ही जाएगा, कम नहीं होगा. सो दिस इज अबाउट द नीरा एंड द इंटरलिंकिंग ऑफ रिवर प्रोजेक्ट. ओके, next discussion, very important, is again one declaration is there. It's called as Pact Tiger Reserve 2047 declaration. Pact, you know, Pact Tiger Reserve in the Arunachal Pradesh. Pact Tiger Reserve Declaration. Pact Tiger Reserve Declaration, and this declaration is there for Pact Tiger Reserve, and it's called as 2047 Declaration. 2047 Declaration. Actually, this Pact Tiger Reserve is there in the state of Arunachal Pradesh, and Arunachal Pradesh is also not untouched by the impact of climate change. You know, every forest ecosystem there is facing more or less the impact of climate change. So Pact is also facing some of the impact of climate change, and they have signed this, you know, Pact Tiger Reserve Declaration 2047 Declaration on climate change resilient and responsive Arunachal Pradesh. Okay, so what is the theme of this declaration? What is the theme of this declaration? Climate change resilient, climate change resilient, climate change resilient, and responsive Arunachal Pradesh. Okay, so they're gonna make Pact Tiger Reserve as a climate change resilient national park or tiger reserve. There must be a minimal impact of the climate change, global warming over this tiger reserve. They're gonna work in this direction. They're gonna work in this domain. This is what the theme of this 2047 declaration. और उन्होंने बोला है कि हम 5 broad themes पे काम करेंगे tiger reserve. Okay, so what are those 5 broad themes? 5 themes for 2047 declaration. Okay, 140. They're gonna work in environment domain, and forest for climate change. This is the first broad theme. Second is health and well-being. Health and well-being of all. Sustainable livings. sustainable livings. Fourth is livelihood opportunities. Fourth is livelihood opportunities. And last is collaborations. Collaborations means the collaboration of public with private bodies. That is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are the 5 broad themes of 2047 Pact Tiger Reserve Declaration. Okay? And when we are talking about Arunachal Pradesh, you should remember that very recently, Arunachal Pradesh government declared Kesar-e-Hind as a state butterfly. Do you know this? It was there in the news. Uska photo bhi at the Hindu newspaper Indian Express mein chhapa tha. Kesar-e-Hind is the state butterfly. State butterfly. State butterfly of Arunachal Pradesh. Only few states have the state butterfly. Maharashtra have the state butterfly. Now Arunachal is having the state butterfly. Okay. I think Kerala is also having the state butterfly, and Uttarakhand is having the state butterfly. Only these 3-4 states are having the state butterfly. Now, Kesar-e-Hind, Arunachal is also having the state. ये आपको मैं क्लू दे रहा हूं. जब भी आप करंट अफेयर पढ़ें, अगर किसी भी प्रदेश की सरकार ने किसी मैमल को, किसी बर्ड को या किसी भी एनिमल को अगर स्टेट रिकॉग्निशन दिया है, ठीक है, तो वो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है एग्जामिनेशन पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू. ये आपको समझना पड़ेगा. ठीक है. इंडिया के लेवल से तो है ही, नेशनल कुछ भी अगर उसको व्हाट यू आर गिविंग द denominations, but even in the state, if any state is declaring something of state recognition is what given, so it's very important. So एक clue है आपको current affairs पढ़ते समय, आप प्लीज इसको मान के चलिए. Okay. So next topic is River City Alliance. River Cities Alliance. So it's a new concept coming to you, River Cities Alliance, and it's launched by Ministry of Jal Shakti. Ministry of Jal Shakti, Government of India. Ministry of Jal Shakti, Government of India. And it's a dedicated platform for river cities to ideate, discuss, and exchange information. It's something dedicated a portal to discuss and exchange information for a sustainable management of urban area. Abhi dekho, again this is a clue. Might be they can ask a question, what is River Cities Alliance, who launched, and what is the purpose? So this is the purpose. But this is a clue. How UPSC asks the question, it can be a clue. This topic can be a clue. अभी लिखा है to discuss exchange sustainable में, कौन? River cities. जो भी cities river के side में है, on the bank of any river, those cities. So they can make an alliance, and a common platform is there, portal is there. There they can come and they can debate on something, the sustainability of urban area. What is the clue? They can ask you, ये कौन सा शहर कौन से river के किनारे? And as far as UPSC concerned, they're not gonna ask you the cities like Kanpur, Mathura, Jabalpur, Ludhiana, Srinagar. They're not gonna ask you these cities. Why? Everyone knows. Kanpur is on the bank of Ganga. Mathura is the bank of Yamuna. Not gonna ask these questions. Nashik is on the bank of Godavari. No, they're gonna ask you some micro rivers or some micro cities. Might be they can ask you the question related to tier 2, tier 3 city. For this, your map work should be very, very sound. और मैंने इस बात का बहुत खास ख्याल रखा है जब आपको मैंने इंडियन ज्योग्राफी पढ़ाया है। एक रिवर जहां से ओरिजिन हो रही है और जब उसके माउथ तक आपको ट्रैक करना है कि उसके रास्ते में कौन कौन से छोटे बड़े शहर पड़ रहे हैं। कोई भी एक टाउन है जिसका नाम चर्चाओं में है, चर्चाओं में था, उसको आप लिस्ट बनाइए, और ये मैंने कराई है आपको एक्सरसाइज। बड़े शहर सबको पता होते हैं, बट द स्मॉल सिटीज यूजुअली वी निग्लेक्ट। So this particular current affair can be a clue for you that how question can be asked. Direct question भी आ सकता है about this particular segment, and indirect question is there. So this is the tip for you. Write down one tip when you are reading the current affairs. Write down one tip. Direct current affairs तो आपको पढ़ना ही है, लेकिन indirectly what can be asked from this current affair, ये आपको थॉट ऐसा क्रिएट करना है अपने दिल। अभी जैसे कोरोना कोरोना काल चल रहा है, माइट भी दे कैन नॉट आस्क यू द क्वेश्चन रिलेटेड टू कोरोना, नहीं पूछे कोरोना से। हाँ, 100 साल पहले 200 साल पहले कोई और पैंडेमिक अगर हुआ उस पे क्वेश्चन पूछ ले। सो कोरोना इज वन क्लू, इट कैन बी अ क्लू, और उस क्लू को पकड़ के आपको उससे आजू बाजू का चीजें आपको पता करना है। दिस इज यूपीएससी स्टाइल। अब आप कितना दूर तक प्रिडिक्ट कर सकते हो वही आपकी सक्सेस डिटरमाइन करती है, और कुछ भी नहीं। So you please write down this tip. It's very important. It worked for me in last couple of years. Uh, uh, ये मेरे लिए बहुत काम किया इस टिप ने। आपको भी इसी डायरेक्शन में काम करना है। So this is the River City Alliance and all. So it will be there for nearly all the rivers of the country, Ganga and non-Ganga, all, and launched by Ministry of Jal Shakti. ठीक है? So this is the question. Next topic. Next topic is the e-Amrit portal. E-Amrit portal. It's e-Amrit portal, and e-Amrit portal is the portal on electric vehicles. Electric vehicles. Now the time has come that the world is thinking in terms of electric vehicle. India is also thinking in terms of. I would say India is one of the leader now. We have many schemes actually. हमारे पास फेम स्कीम है, ई मोबिलिटी मिशन हमारे पास है। ये क्या है? ये सब इसी की बात को बता रहा है कि हम इलेक्ट्रिक व्हीकल्स की तरफ आ गए। नाउ वी आर डिबेटिंग, नाउ वी आर डिस्कसिंग। आज भी हम कार लेने के लिए जा रहा है तो पहले एक बार सोच रहा है कि इलेक्ट्रिक व्हीकल्स। हाँ, चैलेंजेस हैं, इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर का चैलेंज है, चार्जिंग इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर का चैलेंज है, कॉस्ट का चैलेंज है, मेंटेनेंस का चैलेंज है, स्किल का चैलेंज है, बट नाउ वी आर स्टार्टेड डिबेटिंग ऑन इलेक्ट्रिक व्हीकल्स। अरे टाटा ने तो एक बना भी दिया, टाटा नेक्सॉन। इट्स electric vehicle, the most successful electric vehicle car till date. कॉस्ट हाई है, ठीक है, लेकिन कुछ 2 4 5 साल में कॉस्ट कम होगा, इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर बढ़ेगा। नाउ वी आर डीलिंग विद दिस। तो अभी टाइम आ गया है इलेक्ट्रिक व्हीकल्स का। और मैं मजाक मजाक में कई बार क्लास में ये बोल भी देता हूं कि अभी जिसको पेट्रोल पंप और डीजल पंप खोलने का विचार आ रहा है, तो अभी संभल के थोड़ा सा डिसीजन लो, क्योंकि ये जो व्यापार है आज से 10 12 साल का और बचा हुआ है बस। अभी हमारे अंदर ये नोशन होता है ना कि जिसका पेट्रोल पंप है वो बहुत बड़ा आदमी है। बिजनेस खोलना है तो पेट्रोल पंप का खोलना है। इट्स अ मनी गिविंग बिजनेस। हार्डली 10 years. You can correct me if I am wrong. Hardly 10 years. 10 साल बस। अभी अगर आपको ऑटोमोबाइल सेक्टर में जाना है, बिजनेस कुछ खोलने का काम कर रहा है घर में या कोई रिश्तेदार, उसको एक बार बोलो कि इस पे बिजनेस खोलो। ई व्हीकल्स की बैटरी पे काम करो, ई व्हीकल्स के पार्ट्स पे काम करो, ई व्हीकल्स का स्पॉन्सरशिप लो, ई व्हीकल्स का फ्रेंचाइजी लो, जो भी है। क्योंकि पेट्रोल पंप और डीजल पंप का भी जमाना जाने वाला. E-Amrit portal is also one of the step towards this direction. And E-Amrit portal important क्यों है examination point of view से? Because this portal, E-Amrit portal, was launched by India in COP26 meet, which was there in Glasgow, UK. UNFCC का जो मीट था वहां पर ये अमृत पोर्टल इंडिया ने लॉन्च किया, इसलिए बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है फ्रॉम एग्जामिनेशन पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू. A portal means it's a one-stop solution for electric vehicles, and so it's going to be a one-stop solution. It's going to be a one-stop solution for electric vehicle. Okay, so this is the motto. This is the motto of E-Amrit portal. And this portal is assisted by Niti Aayog. This portal is assisted by even UK government also. Launched by India, assisted by Niti Aayog of India and the United Kingdom's government. Okay, so this is the current event. Write down. Now we're going to discuss the very important topic. As far as today's lecture is concerned, we're going to discuss COP26. So, हम COP26 में क्या क्या आउटकम हुआ वो बताते जा रहे हैं, लेकिन एक बार पूरा the basic concept of COP26, what was there, and okay, so meeting was there in Glasgow, United Kingdom, and it was 26th meeting. We call it the COP26, and it was the meeting of UNFCC. You know the briefing of UNFCC in the environment I told you. Okay, and what was the outcome? So, what was the meeting all about? What the discussion was there? So you can first write down about the discussion. What kind of discussion was there? So number one. Okay, number one. Countries are called on to reach net zero carbon emission by 2050 and to keep global temperature below 1.5 degrees Celsius. So first discussion is about net zero and 1.5 degrees Celsius till 2050. Write down till 2050. They are calling for net zero emission. They're calling for net zero. This year is very important. Till 2050, they are calling for net zero emission. And in addition to that, they are saying that after 250, we have to maintain the temperature rise below 1.5 degrees Celsius. So I told you that till 2030, they have this this mark that 1.5 degrees Celsius हमको कम करना है और 2050 तक net zero emission करना है और हमको maintain करना है to global temperature below 1.5 degrees. So the very first discussion they are discussing on COP26. Okay, so net zero emission and maintenance of the temperature below 1.5 degrees Celsius. The first discussion they are concerned about. Okay, second, a protection of ecosystem and habitat. So protect of ecosystem and habitat. Protection of ecosystem and habitat. There's a second discussion. Third point of discussion is about finance. About finance. Developed countries are asked. Developed countries are asked to mobilize $100 billion, $100 billion per year for climate change. फाइनेंस में हमने पढ़ा था डेवलप्ड कंट्रीज को ऑब्लिगेशन है कि डेवलपिंग कंट्रीज को हेल्प करना है in terms of climate change fight and global warming menace. So in this particular meeting COP26 they said that आपको हर साल $100 billion arrange करना है किसको developed countries and they're gonna give these $100 billion to the needy countries like developing countries like India and all. No? So this is the third point of discussion. Fourth point of discussion in this COP26 meeting is about collaborations, about partnerships, about partnership. Okay, about partnership, and they're gonna work to finalize the Paris Agreement as soon as possible. अभी भी जो पेरिस का एग्रीमेंट है उसके बहुत सारे ऐसे जो पार्ट्स हैं जो कंपोनेंट्स हैं जो डिस्कशन है वो अभी हमने इम्प्लीमेंट नहीं किए हैं. So very soon they're going to finalize the Paris Climate Agreement as soon as possible. So this is about the cooperation. So what were the intended goals of COP26? The COP26 की मीटिंग के लिए गए तो जो मेजर एजेंडा थे हमारे सामने वो ये 4 पॉइंट about net zero 1.5 degree Celsius, collaboration, finance and protection of ecosystem. ये 4 पूरी डायमेंशन पे ही बात हुई है डिस्कशन. Write down these 4 important points. I'm waiting class pro. Please write down this. Okay, so when I'm saying that it is the meeting of COP26, at the same time, it was the meeting of Kyoto Protocol. It was the 16th meeting of Kyoto Protocol. We call CMP, the Conference of Parties of Kyoto Protocol. We call it the 16th, the meeting of Kyoto Protocol. ठीक है? इसको ऐसा भी बोल देते हैं हम. Kyoto Protocol का भी यही meeting आप मान लो. So CMP 16 number is of Kyoto Protocol. One and the same thing. Okay, and it was the third meeting of the Paris agreement. 2015 में Paris का agreement हुआ. Okay, 16, 17 तक डिबेट करता रहा. 2081 में हमने पेरिस के लिए काम किया. So it was CMA 1. Okay, then CMA 2, then CMA 3, like this. So CMA 3 is what this meeting COP26. Okay, if they are asking the question about ये COP26 तो है in terms of UNFCCC, in terms of Kyoto Protocol ये कौन सा है? So you have to say CMP 16. In terms of Paris Climate Agreement कौन सा है? So you have to say CMA 3. Please write down. It's very important. The factual information for COP26. Okay, basic discussion वो 4 में से सबसे important था to finalize the rule book of Paris Climate Agreement. Main discussion out of that, for the main discussion was there to finalize the rule book of the Paris climate change or Paris rule book, you can say. Okay, but you know, पिछले 3 साल से हम यही सुन रहा है ये finalize करना है, but this year also no concrete decision. This year also no concrete decision. No concrete decision. So you can say that it was a kind of a partly successful and partly failed conference. कुछ डेवलपमेंट हुआ, वो डेवलपमेंट आपको लिखवा के दूंगा, लेकिन जो मेन डेवलपमेंट होना चाहिए था, दैट इज अबाउट टू फाइनलाइज द रूल बुक ऑफ पीसीए, पेरिस क्लाइमेट एग्रीमेंट, जो हमने 2015 में बातें की थी, उसको जल्दी से जल्दी इंप्लीमेंट करना है, उसमें अभी नहीं हो रहा काम. So according to many environmentalists, they are saying it's a failed conference. They are going to UK, Glasgow, and the head of the nations are coming, presidents are coming, prime ministers are coming. टैक्स पेयर्स के मनी लगा के इतना महंगा पेट्रोल डीजल डाल के हवाई जहाज लेके वहां पहुंच रहे हो तुम, ग्लासगो के रिसोर्सेज इस्तेमाल कर रहे हो, खाना एसी वगैरह सब रिसोर्सेज इस्तेमाल हो रहा है, और अल्टीमेटली कोई भी कॉन्क्रीट डिसीजन नहीं निकलता. इट्स अ वेस्ट ऑफ द पब्लिक मनी. किसी भी देश का पब्लिक मनी खराब हो रहा है, ग्लासगो का ज्यादा हो रहा है क्योंकि होस्ट है वो. No concrete decision. So you can say it's a partly successful or partly failed exercise. Okay. अभी उन्होंने बोल दिया कि हम एक पैक्ट बनाए थे. The conclusion of the meeting, a conclusion was there that they have signed a pact called Glasgow Climate Pact. अभी ये यूपीएससी में ये पूछ सकता है what is Glasgow Climate Pact? तो आप बोलना it is something of this COP26 meeting. It was the outcome. The Glasgow Climate Pact, we call it GCP. And it's a global agreement. It's a global agreement. It's a global agreement to accelerate actions. To accelerate action on climate and towards completing Paris rule book. अभी हर साल कुछ ऐसा नया सा एक इनोवेशन का नाम दे के छोड़ देता है ये लोग. इस बार नाम देते ग्लासगो क्लाइमेट पैक्ट साइन. क्या है इसका मतलब? इट्स अ ग्लोबल एग्रीमेंट टू एक्सेलरेट एक्शंस ऑन क्लाइमेट एंड टुवर्ड्स कंप्लीटिंग पेरिस. अभी भी कंप्लीटिंग हो रहा है, हम करेंगे, हुआ नहीं है, करेंगे. तो इफ दे आर आस्किंग क्वेश्चन व्हाट इज ग्लासगो क्लाइमेट पैक्ट, 4 ऑप्शन देंगे, उसमें ये वाला ऑप्शन आइडेंटिफाई करना, ये जो लिखा हुआ. Okay, please write down this. So it was partly failed, partly successful. Partly failed इसलिए बोल रहा हूँ क्योंकि हमने रूल बुक को फाइनलाइज अभी तक नहीं किया. पार्टली सक्सेसफुल इसलिए बोल रहा हूँ क्योंकि कुछ चीजें में आगे बढ़ा है. सो यू कैन राइट डाउन सम पॉजिटिव आउटकम्स. Okay, positive outcomes of COP26. So write down one by one. I'm gonna dictate you the positive outcomes of the COP26. Positive outcomes of the COP26. Okay. A breakthrough agenda. Breakthrough agenda. There's a concept called breakthrough agenda. And as far as this concept is, it commits country to work together to make clean technologies and sustainable solutions. There's the commitment of countries to make sustainable solutions and technologies. Sustainable technologies before 2030. Yeah, technology related to agriculture, transport, industry, education, health, everywhere, in every sector of economy. Okay, there must be some sustainable solution, technology, out of the box solution. This is what the meaning of this breakthrough agenda. And write down, India is also signatory. India signed this in 2021. In the meeting itself, इंडिया साइन, वेरी सून इंडिया साइन, जैसे ही लॉन्च किया साइन किया, सब पॉजिटिव आउटकम। अभी हम देखेंगे 2030 तक कितना किया है हर एक देश ने। So this is the breakthrough agenda. Similarly, there is a pledge called Global Methane Pledge. Second concept they have launched is called Global Methane Pledge. Global Methane Pledge. It's very important from examination point of view. Global Methane Pledge. It's a non-binding agreement. It's non-binding agreement. Non-binding agreement in which a country promises to cut their methane emission, to cut their methane emission by 30% by 2030। 30% अपनी इकोनॉमी से मीथेन का एमिशन कम करना है बाय 2030। इट्स अ काइंड ऑफ अ प्लेज। हम प्लेज करते हैं ना, हम शपथ लेते हैं, इट्स कॉल्ड प्लेज। तो 30% बाय, अब यूपीएससी क्वेश्चन पूछेगा तो 30% को 20% कर देगा, तुमको पहचानना है। 50% कर देगा, 70% कर देगा, बट यू हैव टू स्टिक टू दिस 30% मार्क। नाउ डज यूपीएससी इज आस्किंग सच क्वेश्चंस, ओके। इंडिया इज नॉट सिग्नेटरी, इंडिया नॉट साइन। अभी इंडिया कोल बेस्ड थर्मल पावर प्लांट्स को यूज कर रहा है। इंडिया अभी डेवलपिंग फेज में है, हमें अपनी गरीबी हटाना है, बेरोजगारी हटाना है, नई इंडस्ट्रीज सेटअप करना है। तो अभी हम उतने साउंड नहीं हुए कि हम मीथेन के प्लेज को इतना बड़ा कमिटमेंट दे दें। अभी सिर्फ 8 साल बचे हुए हैं 2030 को आने में। 8 साल में हम इतना नहीं कर सकते कि 30% कम कर देगा अपना मीथेन क्योंकि कोल इज अ आई वुड से द पावर इंजन ऑफ अवर इकोनॉमी। आज हमारा देश जो आगे बढ़ रहा है हर एक दिशा में, उसका जो ड्राइवर है, उसका जो एनर्जी ड्राइवर है, पावर ड्राइवर है, दैट इज द कोल, एंड कोल एमिट्स मीथेन। तो इंडिया ऐसा कमिटमेंट करने से पहले 10 बार सोचेगा कि अगर हमने ये बोल दिया और हमारे पास टेक्नोलॉजी नहीं है, हमारे पास फाइनेंस नहीं है, पैसा नहीं है, रिसोर्सेस नहीं है, हम कैसे कर देंगे इमीडिएट इनकम ना। Going to be a very difficult task for India. In coming future, India can adopt such pledge, but right now it's not a correct time. Right now it's not a correct time. अभी हम दिल्ली का पोल्यूशन नहीं रोक पा रहा है। पराली जलाते हैं पंजाब हरियाणा के किसान खरीफ क्रॉप के बाद, हम वो नहीं रोक पा रहा है। ये हम कैसे करेंगे ना। तो इट्स गोइंग टू बी a very long route journey for India. हाँ, और जिस तरीके से देश के हालात अभी चल रहा है, अभी कोसों दूर हमको जाना है in order to achieve that level of scientific temperament. डेवलपमेंट की फेस में अभी वो देश में हम रह रहा है जहां पे स्कूल में nowadays very heated and intense debates, fights, argument is going on just on the simple question of whether Muslim women can wear hijab in schools or not. अभी कुछ नया ही शुरू हो गया हमारे देश में। कर्नाटका का स्कूल का मैं वायरल वीडियो देख रहा था। You are there in a country and you're there in that school where you are going to study, you're going to take education. अभी हिजाब पहन के कोई आ रहा है, पगड़ी पहन के कोई आ रहा है, भगवा लपेट के कोई आ रहा है, it doesn't matter at all. अभी एक और क्लासिकल फाइट शुरू हो गया है, राइट टू इक्वालिटी और राइट टू फ्रीडम ऑफ रिलीजन। ये पॉलिटी में तुमको पूछा जाएगा, ये मेंस में भी क्वेश्चन आने वाला है। अभी क्या स्टेक रहेगा तुम्हारा। अभी हिंदू कट्टर पार्टियों से पूछेगा तो बोलेगा नहीं, सबका यूनिफॉर्म कोड होना चाहिए, एक सा यूनिफॉर्म होना चाहिए। Many ministers have given the statement also day before yesterday. Now the series of statements are coming in India now. BJP ruling states, there must be a common uniform. Okay. All the secular parties, secular institutions, I would say, so they are saying no, they should be allowed to wear hijab. अभी ऐसा बोलेगा तो फिर बोलेगा तुम आतंकवादी है, तुम मुसलमान का पक्ष ले रहा है, तुम ये है वो है। We are living in a country where the constitution has provided with the right to freedom of religion. हाँ, अगर धर्म में लिखा है कि ठीक है ये जो महिलाएं हैं ये हिजाब ही पहनेंगी, धर्म का रूल है, रिलीजियस लॉ, ठीक है, यू हैव टू बी वेरी टॉलरेंट इनफ, पहनने दो ना यार। तुम्हारे धर्म में नहीं है कोई रोक टोक, उनके धर्म में है। अब उनके धर्म का रोक टोक, उनको एंजॉय कर रहा है वो लोग, उनको मजा आ रहा है तो करने दो। तुम अपना दिल बड़ा कर लो ना, ठीक है यार करो, क्या है, तुम पढ़ने आओ बस, खत्म करो। नहीं, हम वो ऐसा पहन के आएगा, हम भी यूनिफॉर्म उतार के आएगा, हम भी भगवा वाला धोती कुर्ता पहन के आएगा। कल हाई कोर्ट का जज साहब बोले कि भावनाओं को साइड में रखो, जो संविधान में लिखा है हम उसके हिसाब से बात करें, यही स्टैंड आपको लेना। अभी आज है द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल बेंच इज सिटिंग टुडे, कर्नाटका हाई कोर्ट। अभी देखो क्या डिसीजन आता है, और उसको ट्रैक करना, व्हाट जजेस आर सेइंग वही कोट कर देना अपने आंसर। ठीक है, सो दैट वाज माय व्यूज, दैट वर माय व्यूज। अभी कर्नाटका हाई कोर्ट का क्या स्टेटमेंट आता है, अल्टीमेटली वी हैव टू रिस्पेक्ट दैट, ओके, लेकिन दोज वर माय व्यूज। सो थर्ड, the pledge or declaration or agenda, the concept is the Glasgow Leaders Declaration on Forest and Land Use. Glasgow Leaders Declaration on Forest and Land Use. Very important declaration. And it is something, the commitment of the countries to halt and reverse deforestation and land degradation by 2030. Commitment by the countries to halt the deforestation, and land degradation by 2030. This is the objective of this declaration, and this is also not signed by India. Not signed by India. Only one signed by India. That is what this breakthrough agenda. अभी एक और आएगा, वो भी इंडिया ने साइन किया है, तो ये लिखते चलना थोड़ा. It's not signed by India. साइन कर देगा इंडिया आने वाले टाइम पे, अभी तक तो नहीं किया है. Okay. Next concept is the positive outcome which is there. Forest, agriculture and commodity trade is called as FACT statement. FACT statement. A forest, agriculture, and commodity trade. So new statement. Okay. The statement by United Kingdom and Indonesia. These two countries' names are very important from examination point of view. So they have issued a statement called FACT statement about forest, agriculture and commodity trade. And as far as this statement is concerned, it is something about to support sustainable trade between commodity producing and commodity consuming countries. A sustainable trade. ये बहुत innovative concept है. ये सही से समझो. Sustainable trade between a producing country and a consuming country. If one country is producer, suppose UK is producer, Indonesia is composer for one commodity, for X commodity. So they gonna arrange sustainable trade. जो प्रोड्यूस कर रहा है कमोडिटी वो भी ग्रीन कमोडिटी होना चाहिए, उसमें बनाने में उसका पोल्यूशन ज्यादा नहीं करना है हमको उस इंडस्ट्री का. फिर जिससे भेज रहा है, आप सपोज शिप से भेजा है, तो शिप भी कैसा होना, ग्रीन शिपिंग इंडस्ट्री होना. नो ऑयल स्पिल केसेस लाइक दिस. If Indonesia is producing something, Indonesia need to follow the same now. It's a very innovative concept. I like this concept. there must be more signatories to this FACT statement. अभी यूके और इंडोनेशिया ने किया है, और देशों को करना चाहिए. हाँ, इंडिया ने अभी साइन नहीं किया. इंडिया नॉट साइन. India not signed. There are very challenges with the countries like India, but we should think in this aspect. We should think in this aspect. अभी जैसे we are the producer, you are the consumer. We are producing this module, the civil services module, preparation module. You are the consumer. आप हमारा भी मॉडल देखिए. एडमिशन लेने के पहले हमने आपको पेपरलेस एडमिशन करके दिया, without wastage of paper and all. It's all the e-admission. So we are giving our commitment. It can be our education commitment कि हम पेपर बचा रहे हैं. We are sustainable kind of business we are doing. हमारा टेस्ट भी ऑनलाइन हो रहा है आजकल. So the kind of such innovation is what needed in the economy. Okay, so FACT statement, you please remember all these terms. The next positive outcome, you can write sustainable agriculture policy action agenda. A sustainable agriculture policy agenda. It's another new concept which was the outcome from this COP26 meet Glasgow, and it's something about urgent action and investment. Urgent action and investment to protect nature. To protect nature and shift to more sustainable ways of farming, and shift to more sustainable ways of farming. So nothing there to explain. Urgent action and investment to protect nature and shift to more sustainable way of farming. जैसे कुछ it's they are not eco-friendly exercise like this. There is a the kind of shifting cultivation is there. Zoom cultivation. एक forest patch को खराब किया, वहां पे agriculture किया, वहां से हटके दूसरा फिर पैच खराब किया. So shifting cultivation is not a sustainable practice. तो हमें इन चीजों को डिस्कार्ड करना है और उन प्रैक्टिसेस को अपनाना है जो कि सस्टेनेबल एग्रीकल्चरल प्रैक्टिसेस, मिक्स्ड फार्मिंग हो, इंटरक्रॉपिंग हो, रिले क्रॉपिंग हो. Okay, like this permaculture ho. So like this, no, so this is something about it. But here also India not signed. India not. Okay, next is, this is signed by India, जो भी मैं बताने जा रहा हूँ. A declaration on accelerating the transition to 100% zero emission cars and vans. It's a declaration on accelerating the transition means change. तो कहाँ चेंज करना है? 100% zero emission cars and vans. This is a declaration. Okay, so by 2040 we have to achieve this mark. It's written in this declaration. By 2040 all sales of new cars and vans being zero emission globally. By 2040 all cars and vans must be zero emission cars. And here India is signatory. India is signatory. नाम याद करिए, उसका फीचर याद कीजिए और चेक कीजिए इंडिया सिग्नेटरी. The positive outcomes of Glasgow COP26 meet. Okay, don't get confused. And one more alliance is there. It's called a Boga Alliance. Boga. It's called as Beyond Oil and Gas Alliance. Beyond Oil and Gas Alliance. The meaning of this, it's an international kind of coalition of government or alliance working together to facilitate the managed phase out of oil and gas production. Okay, so we must think out of oil and gas, the mode of production now. Okay, so you can say that to manage, it's something to manage the production of oil and gas. It's something for the management of production of oil and gas. It must be not too much. Okay, we should not rely totally to the oil and gas sector. We should think in some other alternatives also. This is what this Boga Alliance, and not signed by India. Only two outcomes of COP26 is signed by India. एक वो breakthrough agenda और एक है तुम्हारा the 100% zero emission of cars and trucks. Only these two outcomes are signed by India, and rest all not signed by India. So if the question is related to any one of the concept, which was the outcome of the Glasgow declaration, this Glasgow summit, आपको ये सब अच्छे से रिवाइज करना है और चेक करिए इंडिया किसमें सिग्नेटरी है, किसमें नहीं है. You please write down this. Okay. So this is about COP. Yeah, I'm holding the page. You can write. Okay, so next topic I'm taking for discussion is Operation Sankalp. Operation Sankalp, it was a news recently. It was in the news, and it's a operation by Indian Navy. Okay, so Indian Navy have started an operation in the Persian Gulf and Gulf of Oman. Okay, so Indian Navy's operation in the Persian Gulf and Gulf of Oman. I hope you know where is the Persian Gulf, where is the Gulf of Oman. You know better than me. The Persian Gulf, the Kuwait and Iran and Abu Dhabi wala jo segment Gulf hai, and Gulf of Oman, the area very near in the vicinity of the country called Oman. Okay, so they started this operation. Indian Navy started this operation, and why? What was the objective of this? The objective of the Operation Sankalp: ensure safe and secure movement of trade. To ensure safe and secure the movement of trade. देखो ये वाला जो पैच है ना, रुको एटलस में तुमको दिखा देते हैं. Wait. अटैच करो इनका एटलस. Okay, this is school atlas. This is world. This is political. ये देखो. This is called Persian Gulf. Okay, this is Persian Gulf and this is Gulf of Oman. This is Oman country. This route is called as the Gulf of Oman, and this is the. So Indian Navy deployed its ship. Ship का नाम है Trident. Trican, not Trident. Trican. Okay, this in this area. This area, no, this Oman, Yemen, and all this facing some of the nuisance of smuggling. Okay, hijackings of ships, लाइक दिस। सो इंडियन नेवी ने एक सेफ और सिक्योर एटमॉस्फेयर क्रिएट हो ट्रेड का, क्योंकि दिस इज अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट ट्रेड रूट। अगर किसी को सेंट्रल एशिया जाना है ना, मिडिल ईस्ट जाना है, वेस्ट एशिया जाना है और गल्फ कंट्री जाना है, तो दिस इज ओनली द रूट, द इकोनॉमिक रूट। अगर इसमें कुछ दिक्कत हो जाएगा, स्मगलिंग एंड ऑल दिस हाईजैकिंग एक्टिविटीज, तो पायरेसीज और ऑल, सो इंटरनेशनल ट्रेड ही रुक जाएगा, रीजनल डेवलपमेंट खत्म हो जाएगा। सो दैट इज व्हाई इंडियन नेवी डिप्लॉयड इट्स शिप कॉल्ड ट्राइकान। The name of the ship is Trican. Okay, Trican, to ensure safe and secure movement of trade and to instill confidence in the region. Still confidence in the region. See, in the Indian Ocean region, India is the leader. So India को ही पहले support करना पड़ेगा. India is the first responder in any of the crisis. Why? Indian Ocean region में India is projected as a leader. कोई और दूसरा बड़ा country नहीं है. So in this, no, and definitely we have to contribute in maritime security. So all these no nuisance going on in that area, piracy, smugglings, hijacking, open firing, वहां से शिप निकलता है तो जो अफ्रीकन पायरेट्स हैं, मोजाम्बिक के पायरेट्स हैं, सोमालिया के पायरेट्स हैं, इवन येमन एंड ओमान के जो पायरेट्स हैं, अटैक कर देते हैं शिप। बहुत सारी बॉलीवुड मूवीज में भी वो दिखाया गया है। तो ये जो एरिया है, ये थोड़ा सा यहाँ पे टर्मोइल मचा हुआ है, पॉलिटिकल टर्मोइल। द कंट्री कॉल्ड सोमालिया। कैन यू सी द सोमालिया? सोमालिया from last couple of years it doesn't have any sort of legitimate government. गुंडा राज चल रहा है वहां, अत्याचारियों का राज वहां पर चल रहा है। They don't have the legitimate government there in Somalia. Okay, the same is the case, the civil war in Yemen. Okay, the boundary disputes between Yemen and Oman. So it's not a safe area, it's not a secure area. So Indian Navy is carrying out the operation called Operation Sankalp in this area to ensure all these things. Okay. Write down this. Then I'll be coming to some more news to you, and let's take some of the news from polity, Indian polity. Okay. So interstate border disputes. Let's take some of the news. Interstate border dispute. So India is known for many disputes, river disputes, land disputes. Okay, so one more in the list. Recently, Assam and Meghalaya has agreed to settle the long pending interstate border disputes in some of the areas. So there's a dispute between Assam and Meghalaya. So अभी peacefully ये solve हुआ है. Actually, this Meghalaya has been carved out from Assam only. There was a one state in the northeast India, Assam. वहां से ही मेघालय निकला है, वहां से ही मणिपुर निकला है, वहां से अरुणाचल निकला, like this. So Assam was the main, I would say, the parent state, and many state been carved out. Okay, in due time process. So as far as this dispute is concerned, Assam and Meghalaya have the disputes over 12 points. It was a 12-point dispute. It was a 12-point dispute. Okay, 12-point dispute. And these disputes were distributed in Kamrup district of Assam. Okay, it was there in Kamrup city. It was there in Hailakandi district. So these disputes were distributed in these districts of Assam, and some of the district of Meghalaya, the Langpi, the region, Boga. So ये dispute के points थे असम और मेघालय के बीच. So we have solved 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 points we have solved. 6 है वो, इसमें थोड़ा सा एक और Kamrup metropolitan area को भी कर. You don't have to remember the names. Just you have to remember the dispute of Assam and Meghalaya. I'm not going to ask you the name of the district and all. Okay, इतना information नहीं पूछता है कोई. अभी क्लू क्या है इस करंट अफेयर को पढ़ने में? आपको हर उस इंटरस्टेट डिस्प्यूट के बारे में पता होना चाहिए जो इंडिया में चल रहे हैं. सो आई एम गिविंग यू द लिस्ट आल्सो द मेनी इंटरस्टेट डिस्प्यूट्स व्हिच आर देयर इन द इंडिया. इन इंडिया इंटरस्टेट डिस्प्यूट अगर पूछेगा तो पहले हम नॉर्थ ईस्ट का देख लेते हैं. नॉर्थ ईस्ट स्टेट डिस्प्यूट. Okay, there's a dispute between Assam and Nagaland also. There's a dispute between Assam and Nagaland. Okay, in some of the district of the Assam and some of the district of Nagaland. Assam claims that is the part of Assam, and Nagaland claims that this is the part of Nagaland, which is right now is under the jurisdiction of Assam. So Assam Nagaland district is there. Assam Mizoram district is there. Assam Mizoram district is there. Dispute is there. Assam Mizoram dispute is there. Okay, and this dispute is something in the Lushai Valley, the Lushau Mountain Valley, and in the Barak Valley. ये area पे dispute है. There's a dispute between Assam and Arunachal also. Land dispute is there in between Assam and Arunachal also. Okay, in some in plain areas, the Brahmaputra Valley and also. 3 important northeast state disputes are there. 3 important northeast state disputes are there. Okay, other than the northeastern state, you can write. There's a dispute between Haryana and Himachal Pradesh. Haryana and Himachal Pradesh in Parvanu region. In Parvanu region, there's a dispute between Haryana and Himachal Pradesh. There's a dispute between Maharashtra and Karnataka over Belgaum district. Belgavi or Belgaum district. The majority of Belgaum district is Hindu, is Marathi speaking people. तो महाराष्ट्र को लगता है कि ये कर्नाटका का एक कल्चरल पार्ट है और महाराष्ट्र को लगता है कि ये जो कर्नाटका में है ये महाराष्ट्र में होना चाहिए. तो there's a very intense dispute going on between Maharashtra and Karnataka. There's a dispute between Himachal Pradesh and Ladakh also. There's a dispute between Himachal Pradesh and Ladakh, and this dispute in the Sarchu Valley. Sarchu. Please write down these names: Parvanu, Sarchu, and all. And important. They're gonna ask you question in this way only. Okay, Sarchu Valley. ये मनाली से जब आप जाओगे लेह पे, तो जो हाईवे है मनाली लेह हाईवे, उसमें एक छोटा सा कस्बा है सरचू. There's a dispute. Okay, there's a dispute. So these are the active disputes which we have today. और ये सब हमको होम मिनिस्ट्री के आंकड़ों से ही पता चला है in the लोक सभा. So you can write down all these. But as far as the news is concerned, it is something about Assam and Meghalaya. Very peacefully, they have solved the interstate border dispute in 6 areas. Okay, 6 areas. 12 point of dispute था. It's the 800 plus kilometers का border है असम और मेघालय का. उसमें से 12 ऐसे पॉइंट्स थे जहां पे डिस्प्यूट है. 12 में से 6 पे हमने जो डिस्प्यूट है वो सॉल्व कर दिए. ओके, 12 में से 6 पे हमने जो है वो डिस्प्यूट सॉल्व कर दिया. और ये असम मिजोरम जो डिस्प्यूट अभी मैंने बताया है, एक्चुअली अभी recently 2 months back there was a violent clash also between the security personnel of Assam and Mizoram, और violence भी हुआ था, and 5 policemen were killed. Even one of my senior a superintendent of police, is IPS in the Assam cadre, so he also got injured. और मैंने उनसे पूछा भी था कॉल करके कि क्या कैसी क्या वहां पर दिक्कत है, क्या ग्राउंड रियलिटीज है, तो कहा बहुत इंटेंस असम और मिजोरम की बॉर्डर पे जो डिस्प्यूट था वो हो गया था। एक्चुअली देयर इज अ डिस्ट्रिक्ट इन दिस असम, ये देखो इंडिया पॉलिटिक्स, ये जो असम और मिजोरम का जो डिस्प्यूट है, ये वाला एरिया, दिस एरिया, इसमें सही से दिखा नहीं गया स्टेट्स में। Can you see this Bhairabi? Can you see the Bhairabi? It's a town, Bhairabi town. Okay, this violent clash was very intense in this Bhairabi town. Okay, it's very intense was there in this Bhairabi town between Assam and Mizoram. So consequences are there of social consequences are there, economic consequences are there, political consequences are there. So more or less that is the main part. But as far as the PT is concerned, you should remember the names of all the states which are the dispute. Okay, इंटरनेशनल डिस्प्यूट्स भी हम पढ़ेंगे। इंडिया नेपाल के बीच में डिस्प्यूट है, इंडिया चाइना के बीच में डिस्प्यूट है, इंडिया पाकिस्तान के बीच में डिस्प्यूट है, हाँ, इंडिया श्रीलंका के बीच में डिस्प्यूट है, इंडिया बांग्लादेश के बीच में डिस्प्यूट है। बांग्लादेश के साथ हमने पीसफुली लैंड बाउंड्री एग्रीमेंट सॉल्व किया है इन 2015। सो इंडिया म्यांमार में लैंड डिस्प्यूट है। तो देखो, लड़ाई होगा तो जमीन के लिए ही लड़ाई होता है। हम कहेंगे हमारा जमीन है, वो कहेंगे तुम्हारा जमीन है, इस लड़ाई का कोई अंत नहीं। ये सिर्फ अंडर द टेबल, अंडर नो सॉल्व किया जा सकता है, दो पक्षी वार्ता में सॉल्व हो सकता है। इसमें थर्ड पार्टी का रोल नहीं होना चाहिए। आपस में बैठिए, समझिए और एक ह्यूमैनिटेरियन कंसर्न के साथ इस डिस्प्यूट को सॉल्व करिए, जो हमने इंडिया और बांग्लादेश के साथ किया है। पाकिस्तान का डिस्प्यूट तो कभी सॉल्व होने नहीं वाला है, ये तो आप भी जानते हो, मैं भी जानता हूँ। और चाइना का जो डिस्प्यूट है वो भी पाकिस्तान के रंग में ही रंग गया है। उससे और बड़ा दुश्मन हमारा, लोग तो बोलते हैं पाकिस्तान हमारा दुश्मन है, पाकिस्तान तो छोटा सा दुश्मन, 2 दिन में हम खत्म कर देंगे पाकिस्तान। तो हमारा असली दुश्मन जो है वो चाइना है। चाइना जो दादागिरी दिखाता है इन जम्मू एंड कश्मीर सेक्टर, इन उत्तराखंड सेक्टर, इन अरुणाचल प्रदेश सेक्टर, इन डोकलाम रीजन ऑफ सिक्किम एंड ऑल, तो अभी चाइना को हमको पूरा जो हमारा अभी इंटरनेशनल अरेंजमेंट जो हम दिखाते हैं ना पूरा इन टर्म्स ऑफ दिस एग्रीमेंट्स एंड ऑल एंड दिस इंटरनेशनल डिस्प्यूट्स मैकेनिज्म पे, तो हमको चाइना पे फोकस करना पड़ेगा। पाकिस्तान तो ठीक है, छोटा मोटा दुश्मन है, गरीब आदमी है, वो इतना तंग मत करो। वो तो 2 दिन का, अगर हमने ठान लिया तो पाकिस्तान खत्म हो जाएगा, कुछ भी नहीं है। चाइना बहुत बड़ा दुश्मन है हमारा आज की डेट। गवर्नमेंट प्रोजेक्ट करता है पाकिस्तान पाकिस्तान नेशनलिज्म के नाम पे, लेकिन चाइना के नाम पे क्या है, ठीक है। तो दिस इज व्हाट you need to understand. So this is the dispute story. Okay. Next topic I'm taking for discussion is लिख लो आप। Okay. So next topic is recently Andhra Pradesh dropped its decision to create 3 capitals for the state. जब हमने आंध्र प्रदेश और तेलंगाना का बाइफर्केशन किया 2013 में, so Andhra Pradesh decided that we gonna make 3 capitals for the city. Andhra Pradesh decision to create 3 capitals for the state. For the newly created state of Andhra Pradesh, they're gonna create 3 capitals. One in Kurnool, one in Amravati, one is Visakhapatnam. First was there in Kurnool. Second was there Amaravati. Okay, Amaravati, and third was the Visakhapatnam. Why is it? So Kurnool shall be the judicial capital. ऐसा उन्होंने बोला था. It was the judicial capital. Amaravati, it's the legislative capital, or you can say the political capital. The main capital was the Amaravati, and Vizag shall be the executive capital. Is the executive capital. But very recently, Andhra Pradesh dropped this idea, dropped this move, and they said, no, we don't need three capitals. We'll be carrying out with one capital only, Amaravati, because from last 2 years, there was a very intense Andolan, protest, strikes were going on in Andhra Pradesh against the move of creation of these three capitals. There were some farmers from Kurnool region and from Vizag region. They were protesting against this decision. Why? क्योंकि एग्रीकल्चरल लैंड था उनका. अभी आप राजधानी बनाओगे तो वो बैरन लैंड हो जाएगा, उसमें इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर बनेगा, किसानों की जमीन खत्म होगी. इट कैन अफेक्ट द फूड सिक्योरिटी इन अ लॉन्ग टर्म वे. Like so many issues were there. Okay, many issues were there. So Andhra Pradesh government decided कि अगर किसान लोगों का जो आंदोलन चल रहा है 2 साल, इतना इंटेंस आंदोलन नहीं था जैसा दिल्ली में आंदोलन हुआ था, वो इतना नहीं था, लेकिन जो भी आंदोलन था, that was a very serious आंदोलन, it was a very serious protest. And I am very grateful to Mr. Jagan Mohan Reddy, the Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, that he's shown his political will and he understood the problems of the farmers of Andhra Pradesh, and he accepted this, that okay, we're gonna not make the three capitals for the city, for the state. We'll be carrying out with one capital framework, that is Amaravati. अभी इतना उदार अगर आपको होना है, मुख्यमंत्री बन के ही उदारता दिखाई जा सकती है ना. इतना उदार होना है तो जगन मोहन रेड्डी से सीखना चाहिए, हमारे प्राइम मिनिस्टर साहब को. इतना इंटेंस फार्मर प्रोटेस्ट जो हुआ है पिछले 1-1.5 सालों में इन अक्रॉस द दिल्ली बॉर्डर, ऐसा मूव हमको चाहिए. डिसीजन मस्ट बी वेरी इंस्टेंट. ओके, सो व्हाट वाज द arguments against three capitals? So you can write down arguments against three capital. They were saying that there can be a coordination problem. There can be a coordination problem. High court रहेगा कुर्नूल में, गवर्नर साहब बैठेंगे विशाखापट्टनम में, ऑफिसर्स बैठेंगे विशाखापट्टनम में, द सिविल सर्वेंट्स एंड ऑल, और सेक्रेटेरिएट्स रहेगा विशाखापट्टनम में, और विधानसभा रहेगी अमरावती में. सो कोऑर्डिनेशन प्रॉब्लम, और डेफिनेटली कोऑर्डिनेशन प्रॉब्लम जो ये होता, हमारा इंडिया इज नोन फॉर द कोऑर्डिनेशन. हम एक शहर में रह के कोऑर्डिनेशन नहीं कर पाता है. अभी तो शहर ही अलग अलग हो जाएगा, 500-600 किलोमीटर दूर शहर हो जाएगा, तो क्या कोऑर्डिनेशन तुम करेगा? इट्स द प्रॉब्लम ऑफ द गवर्नमेंट स्टाइल, द गवर्नमेंट फ्रेमवर्क. ओके, lack of well developed infrastructural network. If we say, अभी देखो अमरावती की बात करें, we are talking about Kurnool. Amravati and Kurnool don't have such infrastructure. It's a tier 2 city. Amravati is a greenfield city today. It's nothing there in Amravati. We are constructing Amravati. एक नया शहर हम बसा रहा है. So till now we don't have any infrastructure support. Only Visakhapatnam has the infrastructure, but that is not too big. That too has some capacity. So there is a lack of well-developed infrastructural network. That can be the problem. Lack of infra can be a problem. Third, अगर वाइजैक की हम बात करें, executive capital, it's prone to cyclones. आपने geography पढ़ा है. It's prone to tropical depressions, tropical cyclones. Every year, the coast of Andhra, Odisha, Tamil Nadu faces more or less the kind of problem of cyclones and depression. They were the against move. Many of the moves were in the favor also. Okay, a distributed development होगा, पूरे प्रदेश का विकास होगा, पूरे प्रदेश के पट्टे का सेक्टर का विकास होगा, financial efficient होगा. Okay, because we are having the existing infrastructure of Visakhapatnam. कुर्नूल में भी थोड़ा बहुत है, उसको भी हम यूज कर लेंगे तो पैसा हमारा बच जाएगा. हाँ, ज्यादा जगह हमको हर शहर में नहीं, अगर अमरावती अकेला बनाता तो अमरावती में बहुत ज्यादा जगह लगता। अभी अमरावती में कम जगह लगेगा, कुरनूल का जगह उसको कंपनसेट कर देगा, वाइजैक का नीड उसको कंपनसेट कर देगा। सो एग्रीकल्चरल जो लैंड था उसका लॉस कम से कम होता। और प्लान अर्बनाइजेशन के ऊपर हम बात करें, बट ठीक है, आर्ग्यूमेंट्स विच वर देयर अगेंस्ट, उसको मद्देनजर रखते हुए इस डिसीजन को ड्रॉप कर दिया गया। ओके, सो कुरनूल, अमरावती, वाइजैक, मैप पे आप देखो कुरनूल, अमरावती और वाइजैक को देख लो, कोई रिवर रिवर तो नहीं जा रही इसके पास से। ये तरीका है यूपीएससी की पढ़ाई करने का, ठीक है। स्टेट्स, सी आंध्र प्रदेश, इसमें कुरनूल देखो, विशाखापट्टनम देखो। वेरी वेरी शार्प मैप है। आइडेंटिफाई कुरनूल, वेयर इज द कुरनूल, सी, यहाँ कहीं पर होगा कुरनूल। ये देखो कुरनूल, सी, द बाउंड्री कुरनूल इज देयर। You just see Kurnool, and from Kurnool, which river is passing? Tungabhadra is passing. See, from Kurnool, Tungabhadra river is passing. So you should write down that Tungabhadra is passing and forming a boundary between Andhra Pradesh and Telangana. It's forming boundary between Andhra Pradesh and Telangana, Tungabhadra. So Kurnool is on the bank of this Tungabhadra river. So they are creating Amravati. See, can you see Amravati? Can you see Amravati? Amravati is on the bank of Krishna river. Amravati is a bank of Krishna river. So Kurnool will take the the advantage of the water body, the Tungabhadra. Amravati, we are taking advantage of the Krishna. Okay, and Vishakhapatnam. See, Vizag. It's the coastal area. It's the coastal town. So in this way. Okay. So Andhra Pradesh has dropped this idea of making 3 capitals. Write down this. Okay. Now, the next topic is the Global Hunger Index. It's a very important index, Global Hunger Index of 2020, Global Hunger Index of 2021. And as far as the Global Hunger Index is concerned, okay, as far as this hunger index is concerned, it has 3 parameters. It has 3 parameters, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, there's 3 parameters. Number one is child, or you can say food insecurity. Food insecurity or food inadequate supply, one and the same. Inadequate supply. Second, undernutrition. Okay, and third child mortality. Child under nutrition लिख लो, and this is child mortality. Okay, so in this particular norm, the food insecurity and food inadequate supply, we judge the undernourishment. Undernourishment, the improper food supply, food insecurity is something undernourishment. Child undernutrition में हम दो चीज काउंट करते हैं, एक हम काउंट करेगा वेस्टिंग, एक हम काउंट करेगा स्टंटिंग. ओके, वेस्टिंग एंड स्टंटिंग. एंड इन चाइल्ड मोर्टेलिटी अंडर 5 years मोर्टेलिटी. हम इन चीजों को देखते हैं व्हेन वी आर मेकिंग इंडेक्स कॉल्ड ग्लोबल हंगर इंडेक्स. So on the basis of these parameters, what is undernourishment? खाना ही कम खा रहा है, undernourishment. We are considering in terms of the children and all. ठीक है, बच्चों को खाना ही नहीं मिल रहा है. That is we are counting an undernourishment. What is wasting and stunting? एक एज पर एक प्रॉपर वजन होना चाहिए बच्चे, but that weight is not there. We call it as the wasting. हम बोलते हैं ना कि 5 साल का बच्चा हो गया यार, इसका तो वजन ही कुछ नहीं. That means the child is a victim of child wasting. एक उम्र हो गई है, हाइट नहीं बढ़ रहा है, बौना है, छोटा है, we call it stunting. This is the wasting, and wasting means दुबला पतला, and stunting means height नहीं बढ़ना, the growth. And child mortality is the death under 5 years. That is what the child mortality. ठीक है, तो ग्लोबल हंगर इंडेक्स के 3 पैरामीटर्स आपको याद रखना. And on the basis of these parameters, do you know what is the rank of India? भारत के बच्चों को जब स्टडी की गई, बच्चों में स्टडी की गई, so India's rank is 101 out of 160. So worst performer. India is worst performer in terms of global hunger index. दुनिया के भूख के सूचकांक में इंडिया का रैंक 101 है. This is what the place where we don't want to be in the top position. We are lagging behind. We are lagging behind, and we are lagging behind from Pakistan. Pakistan is better than us. Bangladesh is better than us. Nepal is better than us. हमसे अच्छा कंडीशन ग्लोबल हंगर इंडेक्स में पाकिस्तान, बांग्लादेश और नेपाल का है. इंडिया का 101 रैंक. Write down this information. Write down this information. Okay, a global. Okay, global score of global hunger index is, global score is 17.9. India's score is 27.5. It's in the serious category. It's in the serious category. It's in the serious category. Write down this. Okay, in the serious category. Global का 17.9 and is then serious. अगर if the score is less than or equal to 9.9, so we call it as a low GHI. If it is 10 to 19.9, we say it's a moderate. If the score is 20 to 34.9, we say serious. If 35 to 49.9, we say alarming. If it is greater than or equal to 50, we say extremely alarming. Extremely alarming. So India is in this category. 27.5. World is in this category. World is in this category. Okay. First rank किसी का नहीं. फर्स्ट रैंक किसी के नहीं है, हम फर्स्ट नहीं, हाँ लेकिन लो कैटेगरी में आपको कुछ देश के नाम बता रहा हूँ विच आर इन द लो कैटेगरी, द बेस्ट परफॉर्मर्स इन द लो कैटेगरी वी कैन कॉल द बेस्ट परफॉर्मर्स, दे आर डेनमार्क, नॉर्वे, स्वीडन, नीदरलैंड्स, they were the best performers. Worst performer Somalia, Central African countries or republics, Central African republics, Nigeria, Ethiopia and all. Okay, worst performers. इंडिया को भी मैं ऐसी कैटेगरी में डालूंगा, हाँ इनकी हालत बहुत ज्यादा खराब है, इंडिया का इनसे अच्छा हालत है, लेकिन इंडिया, हम इतना इंडिया इंडिया करते हैं और 101 रैंक है, तो इंडिया को भी मैं इसी रैंक में डालूंगा because lot of expectations are there from India. So this is something what, and as far as these parameters are concerned, no, एक चीज और लिखना मैं भूल गया, the weightage of this undernourishment is 1/3 weightage, इसका 1/6 weightage, इसका 1/6 weightage, इसका 1/3, so 1/3 plus 1/6 plus 1/6 plus 1/3 is equals to 1. तो जब हम पैरामीटर्स को काउंट करते हैं, जब हम क्राइटेरिया को काउंट करते हैं, तो वेटेज जो हमने अंडर नरिशमेंट को दिया है वो 1/3 है, इन दोनों का 1/6 है, इसका 1/3. ओके, इंडिया रिलेटेड फाइंडिंग और देख लो थोड़ा, इंडिया स्पेसिफिक फाइंडिंग, इंडिया GHI 101 रैंक, 27.5 स्कोर, ये तो बता ही दिया मैंने, लेकिन इसके बाद भी आप देखो वेस्टिंग, अगर आप मुझसे पूछोगे, द चाइल्ड वेस्टिंग, 17.3% of child are the victims of child waste. Stunting, 34.7% of child are victim of stunting. Undernourishment, 15.3% of the children of India are undernourished, and mortality rate under 5 years, बच्चे मर रहे हैं जो 5 साल के अंदर, तो अंडर 5 mortality rate of India is 3.4%. See, it's also high. It's also high in India. अभी मेंस में क्वेश्चन आएगा कि इंडिया का इतना पुअर रैंकिंग क्यों है, तो आपको जवाब देना है, हमको जवाब देना है कि why India is one of the country with prevailing rate of malnutrition, undernourishment, wasting, stunting. Why? Poor health infrastructure is one of the reason. Ignorance of healthy diet is one of the reason. Midday meal scheme failure is also one of the reason. Unhealthy lifestyle, sedentary lifestyle is one of the reason. Lack of proper sanitation and hygiene, one of the problem. Unsafe drinking water, one of the problem. Lack of saving, unemployment, poverty, big problem. Is a problem in India. Lack of monitoring, problem. Corruption is a problem. Food wastage is a problem. Funding is a problem. Are you getting this? And inefficient gram panchayat, gram sabha, municipal corporation is yet another problem. So here's a point आपको लिखना है, but that is the point of the main examination. But as far as the PT is concerned, आप देखिए, अभी एक क्वेश्चन है कि who made this index, the global hunger index. So okay, there's a institute called Concern Worldwide. The name of the institute, Concern Worldwide. Concern Worldwide. Along with Wealth, Hunger, Life. Wealth. Okay, they both make this a global hunger index. Okay, global hunger index. And it is one of the report of the multi-dimensional poverty index जो MPI बनाता है उसमें से एक रिपोर्ट ये भी होती है ग्लोबल हंगर इंडेक्स उसके बारे में हम बताएंगे आपको so please write down the global hunger index global hunger index so when we will be dealing with MPI multi-dimensional poverty index तो उसमें आपको 5 रिपोर्ट 1 2 3 4 5 actually this multi-dimensional poverty index carries 5 reports jointly तो उसमें से एक ये रिपोर्ट है GHI इसमें एक न्यूट्रिशनल रिपोर्ट भी होती है जेंडर रिपोर्ट भी होता है like this so it's one of the report called global hunger index so write down this and these are the topics for today so I hope you're getting how to read newspaper how to read current affairs okay the direct information you just give a thought for some previous information some back information some indirect information solve questions read articles okay और मैं आपको सपोर्ट करंट अफेयर्स से दे दूंगा so thank you very much for being there and this is just for today we'll be continuing these modules for next 1 week thank you